So dear student, yesterday we have discussed the topic regarding concentration, molarity, normality, mole fraction, and relation between mole fraction and molarity. All these topics we have discussed yesterday. I am going to discuss about the solubility concept today, and this is one of the most important concept for the solution topic, because from here onwards you will see lots of applications of this particular concept will come either in the colligative property or any question regarding this particular concept. Okay, so I am going to define the solubility first. So what is the actual meaning of the solubility? Okay, this is one of, if you will see on the practical point of view, then you will be able to identify the actual meaning of the solubility. Okay, so solubility, if you are going to define the solubility in the simple manner, then the definition of solubility says that key solubility of a substance is the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved in a given amount of solvent at a specific temperature. What is the meaning of solubility? Then the maximum amount of solute, the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved in a given amount of solvent at a particular temperature. Okay, why I am writing the particular temperature and maximum amount of solute? This is there is a great significance of that thing. Why? Because this is, just try to understand one thing. If you are going to prepare a solution, okay, for a given amount of solvent, just I am assuming this is a solvent, that is A, this will work as a solvent. Now you are going to add solute B. Already yesterday I have discussed about my notation A is solvent and notation B will be using for the solute. Now understand one thing, this is solute. Now you are going to add solute B in solvent A and you are going to prepare a solution. I have told you at a particular temperature. Okay, then just understand one thing, what is the actual meaning of solubility? You are going to add B continuously. Just initially you have added 1 gram, again 2 gram, again 3 gram, again 4 gram. Now after addition of 4 gram for a particular amount of solvent, just like understand the meaning of solvent is I have taken the amount of solvent is 100 ml. Okay, now the actual meaning of solubility comes after addition of 4 gram of B in 100 ml of A. Now what will happen? Maximum amount, when will you say that key B has added the maximum amount? Okay, continuously after addition of 1 gram it will get dissolved, after addition of 2 gram it will get dissolved, after addition of 3 gram it will get dissolved. Now when you will add 4 gram of solute, then what will happen? The situation will come, then the precipitation of solute will start. When the precipitation of the solute will start, then that point will be called as the saturation point. Matlab, this will be called as the saturation point. Means, what is the meaning of saturation point? Saturation point actually says that ki now further if you are going to add 5 gram of solute, then the solute is not going to dissolve thoroughly. Okay, that's why there is a limiting condition. What? That ki maximum amount of solute, maximum amount of solute in a given amount of solvent. That's why I am writing the definition of solubility is the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved in a given amount of solvent. Okay, this will clarify these things. Okay, now why I am writing the temperature over here? It is one of the main thing. Why I am writing temperature? Because when you will change the temperature, then what will happen over here? The amount of solute which is being added in the solvent, in a particular amount of solvent, that will get changed. Why? Because if you are going to increase the temperature, I will discuss later on the effect of temperature on the solubility, everything I will discuss over here. So first understand why this is the temperature, why temperature concept comes here. Because if you will change the temperature, then for a particular amount of solvent, amount of solute will vary. If you will be changing, just like understand 100 degrees centigrade, if you are going to add solute 1 gram, if you will increase temperature 110 degrees centigrade, then the solute being added may be different. It will get changed. If you are going to increase the temperature again 130 degrees centigrade, it will again increase. Okay, it may decrease also, but depends on the situation whether the process is exothermic process or whether the process is endothermic process. That depends upon the Lee-Chatterjee principle. I will discuss later on all these topics, but first try to understand these things. Why I am mentioning the at a specific temperature or a particular temperature, because at a particular temperature the amount of solute which is being added in a particular amount of solvent will get changed and the solubility of the substance will get changed. Solubility किसके लिए आएगा? तो solubility will come for the solute because you are adding the solute in a particular amount of solvent. Definitely. Okay. Now, why I'm just going to discuss now, because we have to discuss all these topics regarding solubility, for the solubility of solid in a liquid, solubility of liquid in a liquid, and solubility of gas in a liquid. We have 3 topics we have to discuss over here regarding solubility. Okay. Now, just try to understand the first. I am going to discuss here solubility of solid in liquid. बहुत easy topic है. You don't have to be panic about that, because just try to understand the basic things and just go through the concept. Definitely you will be able to understand, because it is totally a practical topic. Already I have told you कि if you will apply this from the day by day life in your, then definitely you will be able to understand all these things. Okay. Now just understand the solubility of solid in a liquid. Just I am going to add solid. I am taking the basic example of sugar. Okay, sugar, that is C12H22O11. Okay, now we are going to add sugar in water. This is water. I am taking water as a solvent. Okay, and sugar as a solute. Now understand one thing, why solid is going to get dissolved in the liquid. The situation is come कि if you are going to add sugar in the water H2O, what used to happen over here? 2 processes used to come. First thing is that the lattice enthalpy, and second thing is that the hydration enthalpy. Already you all have studied in the chemical bonding topic, so I am not going to discuss all these things over here, but a little bit information I am just going to give. Okay, why? Just understand one thing. If you are going to add sugar into water, what used to happen? C12H22O11 forms a hydrogen bond with water molecules. Okay, they are going to form the hydrogen bond with water molecules. And just understand one thing, hydrogen bond is a intermolecular forces of attraction. It is a sugar molecule and it is a water molecule. Okay, because due to presence of hydrogen bond, they both get bonded in the solution. Okay, after making a solution, they both used to get bonded with each other, and that's why they both get solubilized, means sugar get solubilized into the water. Okay, now understand that thing कि effect of solubility, मतलब effect of solubility of solid in liquid. कैसे solubility of solid vary करेगा liquid में, अपने को डिपेंड, उसके बारे में अपने को बताना है कि क्या क्या रीजन हो रहा होगा जिसके कारण solubility of solid in a liquid differ करेगा. तो फर्स्ट आता है, मैं जस्ट टॉपिक बना रहा हूँ कि effect of solubility of solid इन लिक्विड. तो फर्स्ट आ जाता है आपका नेचर ऑफ सब्सटेंस. नेचर ऑफ सब्सटेंस का एक्चुअल मीनिंग क्या है यहाँ पे अपने को ये समझना है. जस्ट ऑलरेडी आई हैव टोल्ड यू एग्जांपल ऑफ शुगर एंड वाटर. जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड द सेकंड एग्जांपल. जस्ट आई एम लेटिंग द सेकंड एग्जांपल C2H5OH. This is ethyl alcohol and water H2O. I am just going to make a solution of ethyl alcohol and water. If you are going to add ethyl alcohol C2H5OH into the water H2O as a solvent, then what used to happen? Again here you see OH molecules, OH यहाँ पे functional group है, and in water H plus OH minus sign. So what used to happen? Again this C2H5OH molecules and H2O molecules used to get bonded with hydrogen bond. Okay, hydrogen bond. And due to this formation of hydrogen bond between C2H5 molecules and H2O molecules, the C2H5OH used to get dissolved into the H2O molecules. Okay. Now, second thing is that similar molecular structure. बहुत बेसिक चीज है, यू डोंट हैव टू बी पैनिक अबाउट दैट. सिमिलर मॉलिक्यूलर स्ट्रक्चर, जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग कि C6H6 एंड टॉल्यूइन बोथ आर द हाइड्रोकार्बन्स. क्या यहाँ पे है कि बेंजीन और टॉल्यूइन ये दोनों क्या है कि दोनों डिजोल्व हो जाते हैं. व्हाई? बिकॉज दे बोथ हैव सिमिलर मॉलिक्यूलर स्ट्रक्चर. इफ यू विल सी द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ बेंजीन, देन द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ बेंजीन विल बी लाइक दैट, एंड इफ यू विल सी द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ टॉल्यूइन, देन स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ टॉल्यूइन विल बी लाइक दैट. CH3. They both have similar molecular structure. That's why benzene and toluene, they both are the soluble with each other. Okay. So the solubility, effect of solubility of solid or effect of the nature of substance, similar molecular structure. Here I have discussed both of these topics. Next topics I will be discussing tomorrow. Okay. Hello student. My next topic is effect of temperature on the solubility of solid in a liquid. Okay. So I am just going to discuss effect of temperature just take this point only, not more than that. अब देखो यहाँ पे मैं जस्ट डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ कि टेम्परेचर का क्या इफेक्ट पड़ता है सॉल्युबिलिटी ऑफ सॉलिड इन लिक्विड. होता क्या है यहाँ पे कि सॉल्युबिलिटी जो है डिसोल्यूशन प्रोसेस, जस्ट लाइक इफ यू आर गोइंग टू ऐड एनी सॉल्यूट इन अ सॉल्वेंट, what used to happen over here after addition of solute in a solvent, the process is called the dissolution process. अब देखो dissolution process is categorized in two category. First is exothermic process and second is endothermic. Already you have you know about the exothermic process and endothermic process. Just understand one thing कि why we used to call a process or a chemical reaction exothermic, why we used to call as a chemical reaction is endothermic. The reason behind that is कि if a chemical reaction is taking place, then what used to happen, if the enthalpy of reaction is coming negative, just like delta is less than 0, means enthalpy of reaction is negative. Just I am writing over here enthalpy of reaction. I think you all have studied enthalpy of reaction, जो भी है वो क्लास 11th के thermodynamics में. So I am not going to discuss all these topic here because it's very fast topic and here I don't understand that ki it's very necessary to discuss over here. What is the actual thing? I will tell you everything over here and you will be able to understand everything. So enthalpy of reaction is if a chemical reaction is taking place, then if delta H is less than 0, then the reaction will be called as the exothermic reaction, and if delta H is greater than 0, then the reaction is called as the endothermic reaction. Now understand the concept. What used to happen, just understand, if a chemical reaction A plus B taking place and giving the product C. Now what used to happen, if the reaction is exothermic, means delta H is less than 0, what will happen? Just I am taking the reversible reaction. Here I am taking the reversible chemical reaction. What used to happen over here, if reaction is exothermic, then what will happen? If you will increase the temperature, then this reaction, this will follow the Le Chatelier principle. Okay, because in chemical equilibrium you all have studied the Le Chatelier principle. If any chemical reaction, any reversible reaction is exothermic, then after increasing the temperature, then the reaction will shift towards the backward direction. Means what will happen कि if formation of C is taking place from A plus B, then after increasing the temperature, then what will happen? The reaction will shift in the backward direction. Again C will try to break and come into their initial constituent element, just like A plus B. Okay, so if you will increase the temperature, then what will happen? Reaction will get shift in the backward direction and you won't be getting the product. Okay, so just like understand one thing, if a chemical, I am just going to discuss here regarding the solution concept. Okay, if this is the product, just like कि A plus B is, मान लो कि A solvent ले लिया मैं और B कोई solute है. If B is being added in the solvent A, then if the process dissolution process is exothermic, then what will happen over here? If you will increase the temperature over here, then the dissolution process जो हो रहा है B का A में, वो क्या होगा? बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन में शिफ्ट हो जाएगा. मतलब B should be B should get dissolved into A, but due to increase in temperature, the reverse reaction will occur, and what will happen again? The formation of B will take place. That's why the dissolution process won't support over here. Why? Because already the dissolution process is exothermic, and again you are increasing the temperature. Due to increase in temperature, what will happen? The reaction will shift in the backward direction, and dissolution won't support. Okay, that's why if a chemical reaction is exothermic or a dissolution process is exothermic, then after increasing the temperature, the reaction will get shifted in the backward direction, and dissolution process won't get supported. That's why the dissolution process will stop. So after addition of solute in the solvent, with increase in temperature will get restricted, dissolution process will get restricted. Okay, I think this concept will get cleared. Now come to the endothermic process. Already I have told you what is the endothermic process. If a chemical reaction is taking place, then what will happen? Just like I am assuming P plus Q is getting converted into R. If P and Q, I am just taking it as a reactant and R is a product, then what used to happen over here? This is endothermic, then delta H is greater than 0, enthalpy of reaction is greater than 0. Means if you will increase the temperature, then what will happen? I am just assuming it as a reversible reaction. Okay, now if you will increase the temperature, then what will happen? Due to increase in temperature, the reaction will get shift in the forward direction. Forward direction का मीनिंग क्या है कि यदि P प्लस Q से R का फॉर्मेशन हो रहा है, तो अब टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज कराएंगे तो मोर एंड मोर P प्लस Q विल गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू R. मतलब रिएक्शन फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन में ज्यादा सपोर्ट करेगा एज कम्पेयर टू बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन में. जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग ओवर हियर कि इफ यू आर गोइंग टू कोरिलेट दिस थिंग्स विद द concept of solution, then what will happen over here if the dissolution process is endothermic? And now just understand one thing कि just I am taking P as a solvent and Q is as a solute. Now if the dissolution process is endothermic, then what will happen? If you will increase the temperature, then more and more dissolution of Q will take place in through P, and the dissolution process will get supported by the temperature. That's why depends on the situation कि whether the dissolution process is exothermic, whether the dissolution process is endothermic. Dissolution is both supported, either exothermic or endothermic. Depend on the situation कि whether you are increase the temperature, the reaction will get shifted into the backward direction. If the process is exothermic, and dissolution will get restricted over there. Okay. Now, if dissolution process is endothermic, then what will happen? If you are going to increase the temperature, then more and more dissolution of the solute will take place into the solvent, and more dissolution will get favored over there. Okay. So that was the effect of temperature on the dissolution process. Okay. So, especially this used to take place. Why we are discussing over here? Because I will separately discuss the dissolution process of solid into the liquid, dissolution process of liquid into the liquid, and the dissolution process of gas into the liquid. Okay, so here I have discussed the dissolution process of solid into the liquid. Here nothing matters, the thing will be different. If you will study the case of gas, dissolution of gas into the liquid, that will be totally different from the solid. But you have to understand the concept, the dissolution process of solid. Dissolution process of solid is both supported phenomenon, just like temperature supported phenomenon and temperature opposing phenomenon. Okay, if the dissolution is exothermic, then if you will increase the temperature, then the reaction will get shifted into the backward direction, and if the reaction will get shifted into the backward direction, then what will happen? The dissolution process will get reverse back. Okay, so in the next lecture I will be discussing the effect of temperature on the solubility of gas into the liquid. Okay, thank you. So I am just going to discuss the effect of temperature on the solubility of gas into the liquid. Okay, now just understand one thing. Just like solid, I have already discussed the effect of temperature on the solubility of solid into the liquid. This case is a little bit different. Okay, if you will see the dissolution process of gas into the liquid, okay, here, then just understand it is one of the basic things that you can feel in day-to-day life. Just dissolution of gas into the liquid is just like a condensation phenomenon. If you will see the condensation, then in condensation what used to happen, the gas will used to get converted into the liquid state. Okay, here the same thing used to happen. Just like understand कि I am just assuming B as a solute, and this is in the gas phase. Now A as a solvent I am taking you, and here solvent is in the liquid phase. Just understand one thing. If B has to dissolve into A, then what will happen over here? Definitely this is a B. B is in the gaseous state, and gaseous state is one of the random the gaseous state used to exist in the random motion. Okay, they have a large intermolecular spaces between the molecules. Okay, intermolecular forces of attraction is very less. Then what will happen if you will increase the temperature? Just understand one thing, because here you can dissolve a gas into the liquid by two phenomena, either that based on the temperature and that is based on the pressure. Just I am going to discuss first temperature effect. What is the effect of temperature? Understand one thing. If you will increase the temperature, then what will happen? Gas molecules become random. Already this is random in nature, because intermolecular attraction between the gas molecule is very less. Intermolecular space between the gas molecule is very high. Okay, if you will increase the temperature, then what will happen? Again the intermolecular spaces between the gas molecule will get increased. जितना ज़्यादा increase करेगा, then what will happen? ये dissolution process को क्या करेगा? Oppose करेगा. They are not going to advocate the dissolution process of gas into the liquid. That's why after increasing the temperature, then the dissolution of gas into the liquid will get decreased. Okay, just like condensation phenomenon. Just understand one thing, ki if this is a vertical plate, I am just assuming one thing, just you can feel it in your day to day life. Okay, just it is a gas stream. Okay, and this is a cold plate. This is a cold plate and it is a gas stream. What will happen when the gas will come? When the gas will collide with the cold plate, then what will happen? This is in the gaseous state. After coming to the contact with the cold plate, then the molecule will feel cold, and in that situation what will happen? That will feel the lower temperature as compared to the temperature at which the gas is going to exist in the free stream. Then what will happen? This gaseous state of the molecule will try to come into the less random state. And less random state का मतलब क्या है? If a gas is going to come into the less random state, then that state will be is called as a liquid state. Okay, so the same phenomenon which used to happen with the dissolution of gas into the liquid also. What? Because if you will see the same phenomenon I am discussing over here solution. This is a liquid as a solvent. Here it is a gas. This gas molecule has to come to dissolve into it. Then what will happen? The gas molecule should be less random. Then this will come and get bonded with the liquid molecules. If you will increase the temperature, then what will happen? If you will increase the temperature, then the molecules of this solvent itself get vaporized and they used to come into the gaseous state. Means क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे? phenomenon is just going to oppose each other. Why? Because temperature increase का phenomenon जो गैस का है वो क्या करेगा? Liquid dissolution of gas into the liquid को क्या करेगा? Oppose करेगा. So for the dissolution of gas into the liquid, we have to maintain the temperature low. If you will decrease the temperature, then the dissolution of gas will get increased into the liquid. Okay, so that was the topic which was based on the effect of temperature on the solubility of gas. This is nothing but just understand the basic phenomenon. Dissolution of gas into the liquid is just like a phenomenon of the condensation. In condensation, what will happen? What used to happen? If a free stream of gas molecule used to come into the contact with the cold surface, then what will happen? The more random gaseous phase of the molecule used to get converted into the less random phase, and less random phase with respect to gaseous molecule is a liquid state. Okay, and if gas is coming into the liquid state, this is our main aim na, ki we have to just dissolve a gas into the liquid. If gas is coming into the liquid, then definitely the gas molecules will get bonded with the liquid molecules, and there the dissolution phenomenon will get supported by the temperature over here. So first and foremost thing over you can see is ki for dissolution of gas into liquid, the temperature should be maintained as low as possible. Okay, this is just like a exothermic phenomenon. If you will see कि exothermic phenomenon in the solid state, I have discussed कि exothermic phenomenon में क्या होएगा कि गैस की टेम्परेचर यदि इंक्रीज कराएंगे तो रिएक्शन क्या करेगा? बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन में शिफ्ट करेगा, और यदि रिएक्शन बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन में शिफ्ट करेगा तो डिसोल्यूशन प्रोसेस क्या होएगा? तुम्हारा लेस सपोर्टेड हो जाएगा ड्यू टू टेम्परेचर. ओके, सो डिसोल्यूशन इज एक्सोथर्मिक फेनोमेनन. डिसोल्यूशन ऑफ gas in liquid is a exothermic phenomenon. For this phenomenon, what will happen? Delta H will be less than 0. So anyone can ask the question, what is the delta H for the condensation process? Then delta H for the condensation process will be also delta H is less than 0. ओके, अपने को ये बातें ध्यान में रखनी. डेल्टा एच इज लेस देन 0. इसका मतलब क्या? दिस प्रोसेस इज एक्सोथर्मिक फेनोमेनन. टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज करने से ये सपोर्ट नहीं करेगा केमिकल फंक्शन को. ओके, so in next topic I will be discussing the effect of pressure on the solubility of solid and the solubility of gas into the liquid. Okay, thank you. Dear student, I am going to discuss the effect of pressure of the dissolution of solid into the liquid. Okay, अब देखो यहाँ पे कंडीशंस क्या क्रिएट होता है कि ये थोड़ा बेसिक चीज है, उसको समझना है कि इफेक्ट ऑफ प्रेशर. जस्ट लाइक अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग कि इफ यू विल सी द structure of solid, then already you all have studied in the class 6, 7th, 8th standard. This is nothing, just you have already have seen the structure of solid. It is used to be like that. Okay, because here why it is called as the solid, because here you can see that the intermolecular spaces between the solid molecule is very less and intermolecular forces of attraction between the solid molecule is very high. If you will see the spaces, my meaning of spaces is intermolecular forces, intermolecular spaces. यहाँ पे क्या होता है? वेरी लेस होता है. एंड इंटर मॉलिक्यूलर फोर्सेस ऑफ अट्रैक्शन इज हाई. Okay, this is a comparative phenomenon, but just try to understand कि intermolecular forces of attraction and intermolecular spaces between the solid molecules क्या functions होता है उसके बीच. अब देखो, what used to happen if you are going to put a solid into a container and just try to apply the pressure. Already the situation is intermolecular spaces between the solid molecule is very low. Then if you are going to apply the pressure, then what will happen? Already spaces is very less. After application of pressure, what will happen? Again it will try to put the solid molecule very near to each other. Proximity को क्या करेगा? ये बहुत से बहुत ज्यादा कम करने की ट्राई करेगा. नियरनेस को बहुत ज्यादा कम करने की ट्राई करेगा. ऑलरेडी स्पेस है नहीं, देयर इज नो स्पेसेस बिटवीन द सॉलिड मॉलिक्यूल. देन व्हाट विल हैपन? देयर इज नो इफेक्ट ऑफ प्रेशर ऑन द एप्लीकेशन ऑफ द सॉलिड. शेप चेंज नहीं करेगा. ओके, दैट्स व्हाई सॉलिड मॉलिक्यूल्स का शेप क्या होता है? फिक्स होता है. वॉल्यूम क्या होता है? फिक्स होता है. ओके, द सेम थिंग, द सेम कॉन्सेप्ट कम्स ओवर हियर आल्सो, बिकॉज इफ यू आर गोइंग टू dissolve a solid into a liquid, upon application of pressure there is no effect of pressure on the dissolution of solid. So just you can simply write no effect of pressure on the dissolution of solid into लिक्विड. इनफैक्ट इन योर स्टैंडर्ड्स, अब देखो यहाँ पे होता क्या है कि वेरी माइन्यूट इफेक्ट पड़ता है, बट वी यूज टू neglect the very minute effect because there is no meaning of that things, and if there is no meaning then we don't have to discuss about that thing. Okay, so it is practically proved that the effect of pressure has little effect on the dissolution of solid, so that we used to neglect that thing. Okay, now just I am moving forward for the next topic, the effect of pressure on the solubility of gas in liquid. Now this is the topic from where the actual solution, liquid solution chemistry starts, और the question यहाँ से बहुत ज़्यादा आने की probability बनती है. अब प्रॉब्लम यहीं से क्रिएट होती है बच्चे के साथ. देखो होता क्या है यहाँ पे कि इफेक्ट ऑफ प्रेशर, समझना बात को. यू आर जस्ट गोइंग टू डिजॉल्व अ गैस इन अ लिक्विड. ऑलरेडी आई हैव डिस्कस दिस थिंग्स. दिस इज गैस, दिस इज लिक्विड. ओके, नाउ व्हाट विल हैपन ओवर हियर? गैस को डिजॉल्व कराना है लिक्विड में. डेफिनेटली इफ गैस एक कोई भी प्रेशर पे है, पी प्रेशर पे, टोटल प्रेशर सिस्टम का मैं क्या ले रहा हूँ यहाँ पे? सिस्टम की प्रेशर, टोटल प्रेशर पी ले रहा हूँ. ओके, जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग. अब देखो गैस मॉलिक्यूल्स में होता क्या है कि gas molecules is used to be exist in the random state. Okay, here is gas molecules, intermolecular spaces between the gas molecule is very high. Okay, if you are going to put gas molecules in the container, if you are going to apply the pressure, then what will happen? If you will increase the pressure, then due to presence of intermolecular spaces between the gas molecule will try to come close to each other, means you are just going to decrease the proximity of the gas molecules. Okay, so what will happen? Again the gas molecule will get compressed. That's why gas is called as the compressible fluid. गैस को क्या बोलते हैं अपन? कंप्रेसिबल फ्लूइड बोलते हैं. वाई? बिकॉज आफ्टर एप्लीकेशन ऑफ प्रेशर द वॉल्यूम of the gas molecule used to get change. Okay, so there is a significant effect of the pressure on the gas molecules. Okay, now understand what is the actual mechanism of the dissolution of gas into the liquid. That will come over here. Okay, now understand, if you will increase the pressure, then what will happen? The intermolecular spaces between the gas molecule will get decrease. जब intermolecular spaces between the gas molecules decrease करेगा तो वो क्या करेगा? पास आएगा. पास आने के कारण क्या करेगा? It may be possible that कि it will get dissolved into the liquid, and it may be not possible. It may not be possible only. It's a very necessary condition that it is going to dissolve into the liquid. Okay, it's very necessary condition. Okay, now understand कि यहाँ पे हो क्या रहा होगा. तो that was first given by the Henry. Henry was the scientist who has observed the effect of pressure on the solubility of gas, and regarding this he has given a concept, and the concept is known as a very famous concept that is known as the Henry's law. हेनरीज लॉ. अब देखो यहाँ हेनरीज लॉ बोलता क्या है, देखो समझना बात को. अब हेनरीज लॉ बोलता है कि इफ यू आर गोइंग टू डिसॉल्व अ गैस इनटू द लिक्विड. ओके, ये गैस है कोई, मैं जस्ट यहाँ पे इसे गैस एज्यूम कर रहा हूँ. दिस इज अ गैस एंड वी आर गोइंग टू डिसॉल्व दिस गैस इनटू द लिक्विड. लिक्विड इज अ सॉल्वेंट. ओके, नाउ understand one thing. If I am taking the system pressure is total system pressure is PT. Now if you will dissolve the gas into the liquid, then what will happen over here? The concentration of gas into the liquid will get increased, means after application of pressure the concentration of gas in liquid will get increase. अब देखो यहाँ पे concentration term की बात आ रही है. Already I have discussed there are various concentration term, so I am going to use over here the concentration term is a mole fraction. Okay, this is the actually this was given by the Henry. That's why this is one of the orthodox thing that we are using over here, because most of the book used to, in most of the book not only, this is the fixed thing that key we have to deal with the mole fraction over only, because we don't have any alternative choice. Okay, that's why I am just going to discuss with the mole fraction. Okay, Henry has told that ki if you are going to dissolve a gas into the liquid, then gas will exert a partial pressure. Okay, partial pressure already you all have known in the gaseous state, so I am not going to discuss that thing. Okay, because you all know the partial pressure concept. Okay, so partial pressure of gas into a liquid, just I am assuming gas is a B, so partial pressure of B into the liquid state is equals to, is directly proportional to mole fraction of gas into the liquid state. XB is mole fraction of gas into liquid state. Okay, XB क्या है? तो mole fraction of gas into the liquid state. So Henry discussed that ki if you are going to dissolve a gas into the liquid state, then what will happen? The partial pressure exerted by the gas molecule is directly proportional to the mole fraction. Okay, now just understand one thing ki partial pressure I have assumed PB is directly proportional to XB, and already regarding XB already I have discussed earlier ki XB is equals to what? NB upon NA plus NB, that is number of moles of solute, that is gas, upon total number of moles. And if you are going to define the total number of moles, then total number of moles is equals to number of moles of solute plus number of moles of solvent. You can calculate it very easily, so you just don't mind it over here. Now main thing is that ki what is the partial pressure of B in the liquid. I have already discussed ki PB is directly proportional to XB. If you will remove the proportionality constant, then definitely you have to add a proportionality constant, and that is equals to KH into XB. This KH is called Henry's constant, because Henry has given this law, that's why Henry has taken it on its own name. Okay, that's why PB is equals to KH into XB. Now if you will see over here, then XB is equals to PB upon KH. XB is equals to PB upon KH. Now here see, if the value of KH is very high, then what will happen? The value of XB will be less. मतलब if you will increase the KH, then XB, मतलब what will happen over here means a mole fraction of gas in liquid will get decreased. Okay, means KH is inversely proportional to mole fraction of gas into the liquid. Okay, now understand one thing, and I have discussed ki dissolution of gas into this liquid is exothermic process. What is the meaning of exothermic process? I have told you, if you increase the temperature, then dissolution process will get reduced. मतलब dissolution support नहीं करेगा. Okay, dissolution process will get restricted. Means कि temperature increase करने से again XB की value क्या करेगी? डिक्रीज करेगी. ओके, एंड KH इंक्रीज करने से XB की वैल्यू क्या करेगी? डिक्रीज करेगी. दैट मीन्स वी कैन कोरिलेट KH विद द टेम्परेचर. सो हियर वी कैन सी दैट कि KH इज अ फंक्शन ऑफ टेम्परेचर. दैट इज if you want to correlate Henry's constant with the temperature, then you can write it as KH is directly proportional to temperature. If you will increase the temperature, KH will get increased, and KH will get increased, so mole fraction of solute in a given amount of solvent, or mole fraction of gas in a given amount of solvent, mean given amount of liquid will get decreased. Okay, so this was the concept of Henry's law. Now come to the graphical representation of Henry's law. This is nothing, it's very easy thing. Just you have, and you know the equation of a straight line. Okay, a straight line passing through origin. Just make a graph over here. Already I have told you the equation of Henry's law is PB is directly proportional to XB. So we have written over here PB is equals to KH into XB. This is the Henry's law. Okay, now if you are going to draw the graph between PB versus XB, then you will get a straight line passing through the origin. Okay, now the slope of this graph, if you are going to calculate the slope, then you will get the value of KH. Slope is equals to KH. Slope क्या देगा अपने को? KH. So just try to understand the situation कि यदि if in the question there is a data, these types of question may be asked, so try to understand the basic things. If in the question graph is data is given PB and value of XB is given, just like anything, PB is 1 atm, 2 atm, 3 atm, 0.1, 0.2, 0.4. why I am writing 1 atm, 2 atm, 3 atm and mole fraction increase करा रहा हूँ? because I have already told you कि pressure increase कराएंगे. pressure increase करने से what will happen? XB की value क्या करेगी? increase करेगी. if you are going to make the temperature constant. okay, so these two things will come. what कि pressure supported phenomenon and temperature supported phenomenon. If you are going to discuss the temperature, effect of temperature on the solubility of gas, then you have to make the pressure constant, and if you are going to discuss the effect of pressure on the solubility of gas, you have to make the temperature constant. Okay, so they both are the different things. So out of two parameters, one parameters you have to make it constant. Okay, if you are going to vary both of these, then it will be very difficult to calculate, because mathematical calculation will be very difficult and you can't calculate very easily. Okay, so it will be very high level thing. So in your syllabus only what you have to do is कि just make one time pressure constant and second time temperature constant and make the calculation very easily. Okay, so each and every time what we use to calculate making the temperature constant, only we used to draw the graph versus pressure, partial pressure versus XB, and the slope of this particular graph will give the value of KH. Okay, so that was the Henry's law, and in the next lecture I will be discussing about more and more things about the Henry's law, कि limitations of Henry's law क्या होगा, कहाँ पे Henry's law, where we can use the Henry's law, where we can't use the Henry's law, and I will see some numerical problem on the based on the Henry's law. Okay, thank you. So my dear student, in the last class I have discussed about the Henry's law and effect of the temperature on the solubility of gas into the liquid, effect of temperature on the solubility of gas into the solubility of solid into the liquid. Okay, and we have derived the relation of partial pressure of gases into the with the mole fraction of the gas into the liquid state. Okay, and we have derived it from the Henry's law, and that was P of B. Here PV is in the gaseous state, gas, and that was the solute. Okay, generally we used to consider it as solute. PV is equals to KH into XB. That was the relation over there. Okay, now, and already we have discussed the graph regarding PV versus XB, PV versus XB, and that was the straight line passing through the origin. Okay, now understand one thing, okay, where we can apply the Henry's law. So first, limitations. Because this is the law, throughout the whole solution, at any for any solution we can't apply the Henry's law, because there is a certain limiting condition of the Henry's law, and that limiting condition is this is only applicable for the dilute solution. This is only applicable for dilute solution, and this is one of the only limitations of the Henry's law. In your syllabus only we have to discuss about the dilute solution. Okay, because what is the dilute solution, just understand one thing, dilute solution बोलते किसको है. Already you all know about the dilute solution because you all have studied the mole concept topic. Okay, dilute solution किसको बोलेंगे यहाँ पे, if this is solute and this is solvent. इसका मतलब क्या है कि amount of solvent is much greater than amount of solute, then this solution will be called as the dilute solution. अब देखो dilute solution बनाएंगे कैसे, just understand one thing. I have to make the dilute solution of NaOH and water H2O. ओके, जस्ट लाइक अंडरस्टैंड दिस इज वो लिक्विड हो जाएगा, इसलिए मैं दूसरा एग्जांपल ले रहा हूँ कि ग्लूकोज एंड H2O. ओके, जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग, ग्लूकोज एंड वाटर का जो डाइल्यूट सॉल्यूशन बनाएंगे, जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग, मैं वाटर ले लेता हूँ 100 लीटर एंड ग्लूकोज ले लेता हूँ ओनली 10 ग्राम, देन this solution will be called as the dilute solution. Why? Because amount of solvent is much greater than amount of solute. तो जिसमें amount of solvent बहुत ज्यादा आएगा as compared to amount of solute, उसको क्या बोलेंगे अपन, तो dilute solution बोलेंगे. Just like understand one thing कि just we are going to make a dilute solution of H2SO4. H2SO4 in water. So just if you are taking 100 liter of H2O and you are going to add only 100 ml of H2SO4. Here you can say that ki amount of H2O is much greater than amount of H2SO4. That's why this solution will be called as the dilute solution. Now I am just going to use this concept in the Henry's law. What Henry's law tells actually, if this is a solution, okay, and this is solvent, it will be in the liquid state, and we are going to add B as a solute which will be in the gaseous phase. Now what will happen over here, when B will come in the contact with the solvent, then B has to dissolve into the liquid, and if B will dissolve into the liquid, then definitely B will exert a partial pressure, and the partial pressure of B, PV is equals to, I have discussed, KH into XB. Now understand one thing, अब देखो यहाँ पे होता है क्या है कि KH और XB was inversely proportional to gas. So now the question, which types of numerical used to come over here? Numerical used to come कि PV will be given, okay, PV will be given, KH will be given, they will be asking about XB. Here there are three different things is there. Out of three, two will be given and you will be asked about the different one. Okay, so it will be very easy, so you don't have to be panic about that. One of the easiest concept. Okay, but remember one thing, where we can use the Henry's law. Henry's law is only applicable for the dilute solution. Already I have discussed why dilute solution, because where the amount of solvent is very high as compared to amount of solute. So if amount of solute is very less, then definitely gas is going to exert a very less pressure, and in that situation we can apply the Henry's law. Okay, now understand, this was the concept regarding the Henry's law. Okay, now I am going to discuss one of the most important concept, and this concept is very applicable for the colligative property, because if you won't know the concept of vapor pressure, then you won't be able to solve the question of colligative property. And just try to understand the concept of colligative property. There I will be discussing 4 concepts in the colligative property. Okay, and out of that 4 concepts, each and every year there is one question that used to ask from that particular concept. Okay, so if you will be understanding the vapor pressure concept, then colligative property will be very easy to understand. Okay, and you will be able to solve each and every question regarding the colligative property. So in the next lecture onward, I will be discussing the vapor pressure concept. Okay, thank you. So my next topic is vapor pressure. Okay, so already in the last lecture I have discussed about what is the importance of vapor pressure in the solution, because all the concept that is going to come in next lecture onwards, that will be totally related to the vapor pressure concept. Okay, if you want to understand the vapor pressure, so there will come a difficulty while solving the numerical for the colligative property. Okay, so try to understand the vapor pressure concept first, and it is one of the day-to-day phenomenon. Okay, because definitely I am telling you one thing, that chemistry you can feel in the day-to-day life. Okay, because all the phenomenon, just understand one thing, already I have discussed the concept of solubility of gas into the liquid, solubility of solid into the liquid. You all see every day all these phenomena, even if in your kitchen also, just you every day you used to prepare tea for any guest or for your parents or for yourself as well. So in that situation, what used to happen while preparation of tea, what you used to do, only you used to add the sugar into the water, mixture of water and the milk. In that situation, what is happening over there, just you are going to dissolve a solid substance into the liquid. So try to connect chemistry from the day-to-day phenomenon. It will be very lucid for you. Okay, so now just understand the vapor pressure concept. This is one of the most exciting concepts, so be energetic. Okay, now vapor pressure concept comes, just understand ki this is a container, and in this container I am just taking a liquid. Okay, now just I am going to heat this liquid with the help of any heater or any burner. Now what will happen over here, just make it a closed container. I am just taking over here is a closed container. Okay, now if you will heat the liquid, then what will happen in the liquid molecules, what used to happen, there is intermolecular forces of attraction between the liquid molecules. Now what used to happen after the addition of heat, then the molecule will try to increase their velocity after getting the thermal energy. Okay, now you all know the conservation of energy. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. Only it can be changed from one form to another form, because here you are supplying the thermal energy, and the thermal energy, because this is a form of energy and this can't be destroyed, so it will get changed. And just see the transformation of the thermal energy into the kinetic energy. Here, after the addition of thermal energy into the gaseous molecule, then what will happen over here, the gas molecule will get the thermal energy, and this thermal energy will get converted into the kinetic energy of the liquid molecules. Okay, now understand one thing, what used to happen over here, in the chemistry we used to understand 2 things. One is kinetic energy and second is the intermolecular forces of attraction. अब देखो यहाँ पे क्या होता है कि there is a great combat between the kinetic energy and intermolecular forces of attraction. Okay, if you will increase the thermal energy, if you will heat the gas molecules, the thermal energy will get converted into the kinetic energy. Now a situation will reach when the kinetic energy of the gas molecule will cross the barrier of intermolecular forces of attraction. Okay, now after the addition of kinetic energy, after the addition of thermal energy, kinetic energy will get increased, and a situation will come. Just understand one thing, what used to happen. This is the situation. Here gas molecule, you are increasing the thermal energy, kinetic energy of gas molecule is going to increase. Now what will happen over here? This is the barrier. Okay, if the kinetic energy of gas molecule is greater than the intermolecular forces attraction, then what will happen? The gas molecule leave each other. Okay, if this is the force of attraction between the gas molecules, A and A molecules is here. If kinetic energy dominant करेगा तो क्या करेगा? ये barrier break कर जाएगा, and ये barrier क्या है? This barrier is called as the intermolecular forces of attraction, because after increasing the kinetic energy, what will happen? The kinetic energy of gas molecule will dominate over the intermolecular forces of attraction, and if intermolecular forces of attraction will get break कर जाएगा तो क्या करेगा? यहाँ पे gas molecules will leave each other, and as the gas molecule will leave each other, then what will happen over here? The gas molecule will get converted into the vapor state from the liquid state. Okay, now the situation will come, if the gas molecule is going to convert it into the vapor state, then what will happen? Just try to understand the concept very minutely in this particular container. इस container में work क्या हो रहा होगा? Just मैं यहाँ पे क्या कर रहा हूँ? I am just putting a manometer over here, and you all know what is the function of manometer. Manometer is used to measure the pressure. Okay, now pressure measure करना है अपने को. Okay, और डेफिनेटली यू विल सी द नेम ऑफ वेपर प्रेशर. वेपर प्रेशर में क्या लगा हुआ है? प्रेशर लगा हुआ है. डेफिनेटली दिस इज द कॉन्सेप्ट विच इज रिलेटेड टू द प्रेशर. ओके, नाउ अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग. इन द मैनोमीटर द मैनोमेट्रिक फ्लूइड इज जस्ट आई एम टेकिंग इट एज ए मर्करी, Hg. Generally in most of the cases we used to consider the mercury as a manometric liquid fluid. Okay, now understand one thing, what will happen when the thermal energy of gas molecule will get converted into the kinetic energy? The intermolecular forces of attraction between the gas molecule liquid molecule will get break. जब ये intermolecular forces of attraction break करेगा तो ये molecules क्या करेगा? That will convert into the vapor state. Okay, ये यहाँ पे vapor state में आएगा. Now वेपर हैज ए टेंडेंसी, बिकॉज दे डोंट हैव माइंड. वो करेगा क्या कि इफ दे विल सी एनी फ्री सरफेस दे विल ट्राई टू एक्सर्ट अ प्रेशर. ओके, एंड इन अ क्लोज कंटेनर what will happen? The vapor molecules will exert the same pressure in all the direction. Okay, if vapor molecules exert all the vapor pressure in all the direction, just try to understand one thing, these molecules again will exert the pressure on the free surface of the liquid. यदि अब लिक्विड के फ्री सरफेस पे प्रेशर एक्सर्ट करेगा तो देन डेफिनेटली यहाँ पे भी सेम कंटेनर के चारों डायरेक्शन में सेम वेपर प्रेशर एक्सर्ट करेगा, एंड अगेन हियर ऑल्सो दे विल एक्सर्टिंग द सेम प्रेशर. ओके, नाउ with the help of manometer we will be able to calculate the pressure of the vapor pressure of the liquid. So we are going to define the vapor pressure of gas. So what is the actual meaning of vapor pressure? So now the vapor pressure of gas is defined as the pressure exerted by the vapor molecules, the pressure exerted by the vapor molecules on the free surface of the liquid. Try to understand this concept, the pressure exerted by vapor molecules on the free surface of liquid. So I am just writing the definition over here, vapor pressure. So the pressure exerted by vapor molecules on the free surface of liquid. Okay, this was the concept of vapor pressure, and in the next lecture onwards I will be discussing the factors affecting the vapor pressure, effect of the temperature on the vapor pressure, and the various phenomena regarding the vapor pressure. Okay, so just go through the topic what I had discussed today, and solve some numericals. In the next class onwards I will be discussing numericals on all the concept. Okay, when it comes to the colligative property. Okay, so thank you for today.